Hey everyone, welcome to our weekly social media mastermind where we talk about LinkedIn and we talk about all the social medias that we could be using strategically. They're all pretty much used the exact same way. And today we talked about last week we talked about me getting my testimonials up, and I'm keeping myself accountable to you guys. So I've got my testimonial package here open up, and I was just showing how to Jason that you can have more than one testimonial. So here's another testimonials right here, another one of our testimonials here that we received. So we've got a couple of them from this guy, Thane. And so what I'll do is I'll just save this in my testimonial area. And the program that I'm using here is called Snagit. I got it originally when it was only 24 bucks. You can also use Jing as well. And I'll show you how I'm going to be using Jing and Snagit. And so this right here is a couple from Todd. So you can see there's a few here from Todd saying gaining the edge to move your business forward. And he's still using, I remember when I first met Todd, actually, he had very little idea of how to do marketing for his business. And now he's doing very well. I'm looking at his marketing, and we're interactive with each other, and it's just to show you that testimonials they can be given more than once. And so I just want to see how each of you guys are doing with your updates of your profiles. And usually this is a really big one here. So I don't even know if we would be able to. Here, let's just see. Well, I can do that later on. But the idea is, do you have a package like this for yourselves, guys, where you have all your testimonials, all the good things that people are saying about you? Everyone online, do you have one of these? Jason and Diane.
I have mine in my course evaluations, and I need to compile them into one document so I can actually use them more effectively than I currently am.
Perfect. So write that down for yourself as a to-do over Christmas to start collecting. It's a similar issue that I had as well, actually. It's where do I store all these testimonials? And if you remember, what I mentioned earlier on is that it's pretty hard to actually get those testimonials on here for yourself. So what I decided to do is I jing them all, as you can see. And then what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go into my file folder, and I have something called testimonials right there, and I actually store all my testimonials there. And of course, it's not going to let me do a Snagit. Let's just see. I had to save it as a JPEG. I beg you. Haha. Of course, it's always the way it works. So I go here, save as, and then what I have to do is I have to go here as a JPEG like this. So I just have to go to every one of these. Jason, where are you at with that? Where are you at with putting your testimonials up all over the place?
Right now, I'm still working on the one, the one with the. Sorry, getting an echo.
Not for me.
That was weird.
My sound is pretty much down. Yeah.
Yeah, it can't be coming from me because I'm on a headset. So.
Interesting. And Diane is actually muted. So.
Okay, that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the echo just stopped. So.
Okay.
Not sure that was coming. It was a little bit distracting. So basically, right now I have the recording for the call that you and I did together with.
Yes.
With one of my clients, and it's on my to-do list for this week to get our VA to transcribe that into text so that we can then work on creating basically long, medium, and short, medium, and long forms of the testimonial.
Yeah.
And getting it approved by the client.
Perfect. So everyone here, I would like for you to think of where your testimonials are located, and then last week we mentioned that I was gonna upload some of these, and just discard that. Just want to show you how easy it is. So I'm gonna go back over here to this, and I'm gonna go down to the bottom. I'm gonna upload right over here, and then I'm gonna try to find the pictures by going over here to the extra large pictures. So here's one. So we'll use this one right here. I'll just upload that one just like that. Just a testimonial from Maureen. And I press save. So what that's going to do is it's going to show a nice testimonial. So there she is. So I can probably add another one up there as well. How does it make me look? How does it make you guys look when we do something like that, do you think?
Definitely makes us look better.
Go ahead, Diane.
It establishes you more of an authority, and plus you've got results, so bonus on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which is what I want, because I'm starting to get more and more and more results using LinkedIn, funny enough, which is kind of what I wanted, because I know other people were using this stuff on LinkedIn. And I was like, how come I can't use that as well? And so, you know, it's been a slow and steady process. But where are you at right now with your goals, Dan, and LinkedIn goals?
I just checked, and I'm now at 720 people on LinkedIn, so it's slowed down in the last week, so I need to do more to get that going a little bit more. Now that I've hit 720, my goal for the end of the month is to hit 1,000.
Wonderful.
It was 600 to start, so I've already surpassed my goal for this month, so I'm happy about that.
So look at this. We've got a bunch of them here, testimonials. So you got a whole bunch that people can actually go and they can read this. Pretty nice, eh? And if you had something like this on yours, do you think that would help you guys out? On your
yeah, that would help.
It really would. So now it's time, Diane. We did a testimonial last time together, right?
Nope, not last time.
I haven't done a testimonial with you. Okay,
nope.
So when we speak next time, what we'll do is I'll run you through the testimonial format of how to collect a testimonial. Jason, you've done that, correct?
Yes.
And tell me, how do you find that process?
I actually find it's very, very intuitive to go through that, and it's also because you have that form in place that you're following.
Yeah.
That basically means that any point, so you decide you don't want to be doing that anymore because you have other things there, that's something I can easily either outsource or depending on how many of them I have, just like, hire or assign that to a staff member or something like that in the future.
Yeah, precisely. That's exactly the point. And
yeah,
so,
that's the sort of thing, say a receptionist could easily do in their spare time, for example.
Yeah, and then transcribe it and then give it to you as an opportunity to write out, because you writing it out is really what's going to be important in this process.
Yeah.
So both of you are running with a one-question survey, and Diane, have you managed to get that out yet at all?
No, we need to sort of finalize that before we do that. So.
Well, you could still try the one-question survey. It was just the other part of the process that we wanted to go through. And
okay.
Maybe this is what Jason being on the line here. Maybe what we can do is, if you wanted to kind of go through that, and let me just see right over here. If you kind of wanted to go through that with Jason while he's on the line and myself, that might be some good ideas, and that can help everyone else with their writing. So, Jason, just to let you know that Diane was inspired by your one-question survey, and she decided she wanted to do her own for her own company. So this is what she's offering: 1 hour free webinar on 1 hour free webinar on how to double your reading speed with retention and recall. What do you think is that as a free offer? Yours is different, but what do you think of hers?
Yeah, I think free webinars are very good. They can get, like if you're, let's say, sales funneling that, they can get very high subscribe rates on a landing page. So,
but I would move it around a little bit. I'm going to bring this over here. I would say how to double your reading speed with retention and recall. 1 hour free webinar at the end.
Mm. Okay.
You see how it sounds a little bit different?
Also, one other thing as well is I also like using the word gift instead of free whenever possible.
Yeah, that's
just because free has no value, whereas gift implies it's valuable, but I'm willing to give it to you anyways.
1 hour gift webinar. I really love that idea, actually, Jason. That's a
Yeah.
really good idea. So,
Yeah, it's actually something I learned from one of my other, business mentors, Colin,
oh, perfect.
who, I think you'll be meeting him
On the
probably
3rd.
next time he does. On where?
On the 3rd, January 3rd.
Oh, that's when he's doing his next one.
Yeah, they've already
Oh.
phoned me and said, "How come you weren't there?" And I said, "Well, it's okay." I said, "It's okay. I wasn't there because Colin wasn't there either." And the lady was all taken aback. No, he was. I was like, "No, I have it on good authority that he had a sore throat." So they're like, so I had a chat with them. They're very nice people.
Yeah.
They actually almost headhunted me right then and there too. They said to me that I'm a perfect candidate to help them out with their stuff, and I should talk to Colin about that. I'm like, okay. So yeah, it's a good fit. Sounds like it'll be fun. Dan, come out to that one too on January the 3rd. Colin Sprang is coming out to Guildford. So here's the offer number. Go ahead.
And one thing is, I'll give you a. What I'll do, Diane, is if you send me your email address, or if you send me your email address, what I can do is email you a link direct to that. Which also the cool thing about that is the way that you may, because that's company's called Make Your Mark, and the way that thing's set up is if you're on their ambassadors program, which I am, then people that you invite out to their events, they give you you get a $20 commission each time.
But I don't want to promote them too much here, Jason, because this is our program.
I understand that. But if you're inviting someone out, just letting you know that, so that they let me know and I can send them that link there. So then
actually,
that way,
if you want to go, let Jason know. Send a private message for sure. I'm going to be going there on the 3rd. I have that week off anyway, so I said, okay, whatever. I'll go out and I'll go check out some marketing. That's good. It's good. Make some connections and so on. So here's the second offer: is to continue to increase your reading speed by joining a weekly speed reading group for free to take you to the next step of reading 25,000 words a minute, a page a second. That's pretty cool. So if you haven't taken a speed reading course in the last 6 months, chances are you are following traditional patterns of reading, retention, and recall. I'm thinking maybe, what are the traditional patterns of reading, retention, and recall? If you could do a small little 30-second video or something telling me what those are, that might be a good conversion tool.
Okay.
Hello, whoever is coming on.
Hello.
Oh, hey, is this Robert?
It is Robert. Hi. Sorry I'm late, Odin.
Oh, yeah. Hey, this is all about showing up when you can, and I'm happy that you did. That's awesome. What we're doing is we're going through the one-question survey that Diane is following based on Jason's results from last time. And one of the things that we just talked about is I just added some testimonials onto the LinkedIn page, and how the testimonials, they look really, really nice down here, and you can go before and previous, and you can take a look at all these testimonials, and they're pretty cool. So this is what we've gotten to so far, and we're kind of going in a round table. So I know that you have some questions specifically for growing your business as well using social media. So let's just continue with Diane for a couple minutes, and then get to Jason's, and then get to yours and what you plan on doing. Is that cool?
Quick question, Diane, what is your one-question survey? So I don't think I saw the question you're asking.
Yeah, it's that have you taken a speed reading course in the last 6 months to help you double your reading speed with retention and recall?
Oh, right. Okay. So if you don't mind, what I could do is actually show you a spreadsheet of how I handled keeping track of the results.
That'd be awesome. Can we look at that?
That would be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, here, let me share that with you. I'll give you pass the presenter role over to you. You have to say yes to it. And you can show
I'll
us.
be there in just a moment. I'm just opening up the file.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, I have to download an app.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to send it to me, I can open it up on the computer here. It's up to you.
Sure. Just
It might be.
give me one moment. I tell you, I think the quickest way to send it to you right now would be
Skype?
just Skype it over to you.
Sure, let's do it.
Now, also when you need to use Office software, I actually use a software called OpenOffice, which, for those of you that either don't like Microsoft or find it's kind of expensive, the OpenOffice is free and open source. And I actually like it better than Microsoft.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it opened. It's being finicky. There we are. So here we go.
Okay, so what?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically this campaign I ran on 2 different social media sites, Alignable and LinkedIn. So I created a separate column for each of them on this first sheet, which is where I track the results for the survey. And so in this case, I set it up to keep track of how many were sent out. And in my case, it was sent out in 2 separate days, so I just kept track of that. And then the totals, I just used their sum function to auto sum that stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, I use that in several places where it's keeping track of totals. There, so if you go down to replied, that one's another one that keeps some of the yeses and the nos, as well as the ones that give me some other response than that.
Yeah. So
basically what I did is that then, the yeses, that's also a sum of the stuff that's right immediately below it. And those were all different categories of reasons why a person said that yes, they are being serviced.
And what's really nice is that you can use all of this in future marketing as part of your swipe file. So, I mean, you can see right here is that using external vendors. So you have an opportunity here to go and basically work your competition, right? That's a big number, and did not specify. This is a big one right here. So they're not really letting you know.
Yeah, they're just saying we're being helped, but they're not saying how.
Yeah, and that would be a good survey in the future.
Yes.
So you guys can see that LinkedIn is now becoming a real sales tool for Jason, and we're wanting you guys to use it the exact same way.
And that information is also very helpful as well, because that tells me what are the most common objections I'm going to be facing.
Mm-hmm. And this one here, do it yourself. I mean, there's a market there to teach these individuals one-on-one how to make their website better, right?
Yeah, for sure. And
so what you can do
actually,
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm actually planning on something I've been planning on for the past 6 months now. Is actually doing a video series, of how-tos on WordPress and other common CMSs that I'm familiar with.
It's really wonderful that you want to do that, but how are you going to monetize it? So what I'd really recommend marketing for these guys is, hey, give me an hour of your time. I'm going to show you how to do our website evaluator, and then what'll happen is and charge them for that. Charge them $50, charge them $100 or whatever it is, because what they don't want to do is these people don't want to spend $2,000. That's what they're saying, right? So if you can charge them $300 or $200, that's still within a budget of them getting assistance and you not doing it for them. So just think of it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, my original plan to monetize those videos, which unfortunately current events overtook me on that one, which is part of the reason why I haven't really moved with this, was to publish them to YouTube with monetization and ad revenues turned on with those videos. So I'd be monetizing with YouTube ad revenues.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, about 2 or 3 adpocalypses happened intervening with that, and of course my monetization on my entire channel has been turned off thanks to YouTube policy changes. So it kind of nixed that plan.
So what we have here is we've got YouTube is another thing that we can start talking about for social media. That's a good idea. So not doing marketing, there's 4 potential clients for you. There's another 5 here not doing websites. There's another person that has a website's ineffective, not being serviced, did not specify, and needs help. Well, that's pretty good. Not bad. Other 14 others. So then there was some out of work, wrong contact, didn't know, did not answer, and refused to participate. 3 people, Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
all in all, Diane, you get some pretty good ideas out of this, right?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially in terms of categorizing the different reasons.
Yes.
Yes.
And Robert, you're on the same page with this, right? You're already using something like this on HubSpot, is that right?
Well, I am, but certainly not with this level of comparison. I mean, I'm basically getting just tracking who's opening it and what they're viewing, but I'm not getting responses back.
Interesting. So it'd be really interesting to see how many emails you're sending out and how many times they open up. Do you have? Is it a drip? The system that you're using? Does it send more than one message, or is it just? Or how many messages do you send on average?
Yeah, well, right now I'm just been sending one message.
Okay.
And plowing through a fairly large database and measuring that level of response to get the first adopters, and then we'll be going back and developing a multiple stream of messages.
Cool.
Primarily, we could focus at different levels on, there's people that didn't open their email, people that opened it only once, people that opened it 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
We can segregate those if we want to go that route, but we'll go back through and do a second run through once we, maybe hook up with the manpower that can get it done.
Perfect. And just to let everybody know that Robert's using HubSpot as his way to track his leads. And one of the other things just to add is that this is Jason's first question, first offer. He's also using he's also creating an SEO offer, and he's also going to be doing a security one. And you're also going to be doing, I think there's a few of them we decided that you're going to do for evaluators, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's just kind of get back to Diane here. Oh, go ahead, please, Jason. Please go ahead.
Yeah, and there's also, if you click on the second tab down there, there's also an area where I'm tracking the results from message number 1. Mm-hmm. That's the one where I make the actual offer. And these are basically how many
question survey. Right
yeah.
Here. And this right here is your message number 1 that you sent.
Yes.
Sent it to 6 people in Alignable, 80 in LinkedIn. You used 51. Use a template. So how do you get this communication back and forth? Tell me about the first question. Or the first, yeah.
So basically, people, based on people's response to the first question, make a decision whether or not, to pursue the offer with them or not. So generally, if the person said yes, they are being serviced, and that they're satisfied with that, I generally didn't move on to message number 1 with them. I just thanked them for their time and moved on.
Okay.
If I saw some other interesting reason why they were giving, let's say, a yes answer to being serviced, such as maybe a complimenting service, something like that, then I'd use a custom message to see if there's possibly a joint venture or collaboration opportunities.
So you were communicating back and forth through this process, and if you take a look at the sales process, which is always open on my computer, what you did is you did a preparation stage. You looked to see who I could send a message to. You did an icebreaker, which is saying, can you please help me with my 1 survey question? You made your intention statement. Then you established rapport and started small talk. That's where the stage we're at right now.
Yeah.
Okay. You're basically realize that there's a desire, and you're in the process of qualifying them to make sure that there's a solution so you can close a sale.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Perfect. So what does the use template mean?
So that was the set of 3 messages that I showed everyone. Probably I guess getting on to like 3-4 weeks ago now.
Yep.
When I first started running this campaign.
Yep.
And so that would be that I used that template either as is or very close to as is with maybe a
message number 1. You basically use a template. You sent it to 4 people on Alignable and 51 people on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Okay. And then from there, 1 applied, and then 16 applied from LinkedIn. There was 6 that said yes. And what the proposal? That proposal was to have an assessment done on their website to make sure that they are running through basically. Well, tell us a bit about it so that everyone can understand.
basically that message was to give them a free assessment of their website to make sure that it's actually capable of generating conversions for them.
Mm-hmm.
Based on 5 criteria that we looked at.
Yeah, I think I actually have your example here. Let me just try to find it, and I can just show everyone. It's a pretty decent template. And of course, when I want the computer to be going quick, it's not. So tell us about the next.
So the next section down, you mean the use custom alternate message?
Yeah, sure.
Or,
yeah.
Yeah, so that basically is based on the person's reply to question number 1. If I felt that message number 1 wasn't really appropriate to that reply, because there's a conversation that started up or something like that, then I'd then ad lib and just basically go with what the person said.
So this is your message 1. I would like to help you answer that question. I'm currently handpicking business professionals like you and offering a free website assessment. There's no strings attached. What I'm looking for is to build successful relationships with individuals like you. I want to help you get more leads and more success in your business, and I'm willing to gift you with the advice and recommendations you need. What I will do for you is analyze your website page by page and give you a free report outlined what works and what needs improvement on your website. There's no obligation to buy anything at any time, just free information for you to use. Preparing these reports does take a considerable amount of time, and it's true, it does. So I only have 3 spots for this outrageous offer, so don't wait too long as you may run out of spaces. To claim your gift, reply back to me as fast with your website, an email, and a phone number so I can send you a report and follow up. And then sincerely yours. So that's your message number 1. So you did an alternate message based on whatever they were sending you as well, because you realize that in the sales process over here, that this is establishing your rapport and small talk. And unless you do this, there's going to be very little desire created, which means that you won't be able to qualify them, they won't be able to qualify you, and ultimately you won't make a sale. So good call on playing with an alternative message. How different was that message from this?
In many cases, it would be totally unlike that, depending on, it would be completely customized to whatever the conversation was.
And so basically what would happen is that when you did the 1 survey question, the individuals were sending a message back to you, and you would just take a cue from that and build that relationship. Now,
yeah, like if the person, for example, said, I do that myself, I'm a copywriter, then I might say, my message back to them would be, oh, great, that's wonderful. I actually work with copywriters regularly, and I would offer to set up a time when we could, discuss that and find out what their skills are, what my skills are, if they need to work with web developers on any of their copy projects.
Oh, so you were using it in the marketing, because if we take a look at the marketing book over here, which I was kind of looking at, newest one right here, what I added LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Alignable, social media. And then when we take a look at it down over here, we're looking at referral programs right here. So you're actively working on a marketing strategy for referral programs, which is exactly what you got to be doing. And then joint venture programs down here as well, right? So you not only use this as an opportunity, so you use this for many different marketing purposes, essentially.
Yeah, essentially whatever fit the situation.
Cool. All right. And then so you had 11 people reply to that. 2 people replied yes, 4 people no. And then referrals, subcontract opportunities, you got 5. Wow, that's pretty decent. So you would say that absolutely this campaign has made you money.
Yes.
And
basically referral subcontract opportunities, essentially what that means is people that can either refer potential clients to me or that do other areas of marketing and may need to subcontract, the parts that I specialize in to me.
Okay. All right.
So
what are your next steps? You're going to send out message number 2, message number 3, and so on, and then you're going to recharge. After your 3rd message, you should find out who's going to work with you and who's not. And then and of course the stragglers can be followed up with, but Your real goal needs to be to increase your LinkedIn profile substantially so you can send out another 200 and something messages, right?
Actually, speaking of which, actually, I'm getting another straggler came on board,
Oh, great.
last Friday just before we spoke.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. And one of the things, guys, that we're talking
And
about.
at this point, the results to message 1 was so successful that probably really don't even need to go to messages 2 and 3 because I already overbooked beyond the 3 spots that I had. As it is.
Well, now what we're doing, guys, just to let you know that so LinkedIn works, and it'll work for any business with a small little one question, which is great, or any variations. So now what we're doing is we're looking to say, okay, how can we make sure we get the most amount of sales in Jason's process? One of the things that Jason has done is he wanted to expand on his 5-point website audit, which basically is all about generating leads and making sure those leads convert into some kind of sign up for some free information, a white paper, not just a click through, but an actual sign up for something. And so he takes a look at his evaluator, and he realized that on the evaluator, it didn't take into account all the other websites. And so being a kind-hearted person that Jason is, he started adding more points to this evaluator, and he had an extra 5 points, as a matter of fact. And so instead of doing that, what Jason and I communicated about, I'm not sure if he's implemented it since last week since we spoke, but it's creating an opportunity to spend no more than 5 or 10 minutes establishing rapport and small talk. And what he does is he walks you through the pain points of how come he evaluated it by a certain number. Do you want us to go through this evaluation a little bit, everyone, or are you kind of understanding this process?
I'm open to.
Because you're learning, right? Yeah.
Sure.
So Jason, you want to send me one evaluator we can just open up?
I think the evaluator would be the same one that you have already.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Let's take a look at like stickies or something like that. So I'll show you. And then we should probably move on.
Yeah.
Open up here. So I like Sticky's Candy. Sticky's Candy is a good one. Oh, there it is. So this is what Jason's doing. And I've been using this for a while, guys. So I just, we have, this is an example. So what Jason's going to do now is he does this evaluator on a website. He looks to see what's interrupting. So we've decided that the most important part of a website is the part that allows a person to generate a database. The number one way to grow your business is a database. I think, Diane, you've realized that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're always growing a database. All the other pages lead to the conversion process. They can lead to the conversion process, or they can lead away from the conversion process. So as Jason and I were communicating, and as we communicate more and more, because Jason creates landing pages, it's realizing that we really want to talk about what's bringing them sales and what's bringing them prospects. So the landing page to attract the prospects. So he wanted to make this a bit bigger, and I cautioned against that, because what he's going to do now is he's going to go through this process with the client, and he's going to open up like a presentation like we have here. He's going to go, okay, so the first page, this is how I'm ranking it. I saw that there was really no landing page, or there's a company name, but it's really a play on words, and it doesn't really beg me to continue to want to read. And that's what I marked it. But if you can find that that your landing page does exist, that it's hot button activated, and that that it's compelling, then I can market it too. So it's going to be a very interactive process, a sales process. Because remember, what are we doing here in this? We're following the sales process, which is relaxing. So we're going to relax them, that we know what we're doing. We're going to give them a desire that everyone's desire is to be at a B4 and a B5 in everything they do. But unfortunately, and Stickies is a perfect example of that, actually. I thought they had a better website than they actually had, but I guess not. And so what that does is we're not there to make them feel horrible. We're there to say, look, we're here to show you how you can use modern marketing techniques, ones that we always use that are getting results in the marketplace, is the interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. That's what we call it in the 4 elements. But we broke it down a little bit further. So we call it interrupt, engage, control, and decision. So what we're looking to do is we're looking to get your website to a B4 and to a B5 every single time. And so what we were able to do is we're able to see with a little bit of tweaking, with a little bit of copywriting, with a little bit of direction, that we can actually get you there to this B4 and B5. Now, at this point, you guys are saying, I have a website. At this point, you guys are saying, I want an evaluation. What does mine look like? At this point, you're saying, I want to make sure I have a B4 and a B5. Am I right, Diane and Robert?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is exactly working how it should be working. So what we're doing is we're creating that desire in you to have a B4 and a B5. Now, he wanted to go even further and add more pages to this. And I said, but hold it. What if you were strategic? What if you just did these 5 and then continued with establishing rapport and saying, if you're really truly interested in me working with you, I can do the same evaluator for every other page of your website. How does that sound? Wow.
Makes sense.
All of you would want it, right?
Yep.
You know, he's not talking about price or anything at this point, but price will have to come up. So this is where I say, Jason, how much does it cost to do these other evaluators? This is where Jason comes in and he says, it costs absolutely nothing when we're working together. Oh. Or he has a price if you choose that you want to take this information and give it to another website guy, because some people want to, then the cost is this. Because he has to make sure he's covering his costs. It has to be a self-liquidating offer. And this is how LinkedIn, this is the beauty of LinkedIn. This is, or any social media, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, for those of you who aren't familiar with the term self-liquidating offer, basically what that means, it's an inexpensive product that doesn't necessarily make you a profit, but it kind of helps offset the cost of advertising.
So he would basically charge $19.99 to do this for your website and come and give you an evaluator. Maybe he'll charge them all for $29.99. He hasn't, I don't know if he came up with a price yet, but you kind of get where I'm going with that, right?
Yeah, I was thinking something like $47 or something like that.
And yeah, you could do multiple pages. You can do the SEO and security all at the same time. And I mean, like that way, you know, people will.
And also a speed check on the site as well to identify performance issues.
So I mean, I personally think that everything that you're doing, Jason, is pretty darn good. Let's talk about Diane a little bit, because I want to have Diane have the exact same results or similar results for herself. So you have the first question already answered, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what you have is a follow-up message. And so your follow-up message is here is this, is do you know what your current speed reading? Do you currently know what your, do you know how what your current?
It should be, do you know what your current reading speed is?
Yeah. Probably. I was wondering how come I couldn't read it out loud there for a second. Hold it. Who has the PhD in educational psychology here? You did that on purpose.
Grammar.
Yeah. Odin, let's see if he can figure out how out. Nope, he can't. I'm teasing you, by the way.
I know.
So would you like help answering that question? I'm currently handpicking business professionals like yours and offering you a method to find out your current reading speed. There's no strings attached. I love it. Jason, it sounds similar, eh? What I'm looking for is to build successful relationships with individuals like you. I want to help you get more leads and more. So this is what I would change. Do you think that speed reading would help them get more leads and help them get more success? Do you think so, for real?
I thought I had changed that line.
Pardon me?
I thought I had changed that line.
That's okay. You want to send me an updated version?
Apparently,
like this portion right here, this is nice. No strings attached, because you're using Jason's words and our words. It's perfect. But I think right here, this is where I want to tweak it a little bit more. I want to help you get more leads and more success in your business. So I don't think leads are really the way to go with this particular example.
No.
What you're really offering me is you're offering me an opportunity to get more joy or more like, let's brainstorm it. This is a mastermind after all. If you guys are taking,
Yeah, I think that this, to me, this offers more about more efficiency, so you can get more done in less time, basically.
I want to help you get more done. I want to help you get more done in less time when it comes to your reading assignments. That's good. Because I read every single day, every day. And I've gotten, since your training, I've gotten better at speed reading. But I certainly do know that I want to read a book a day. That's my goal. 365 books in a year, man. When you told me about that Diane, I was like, really? You can do that with retention? I want to know how to do that. That's amazing stuff. So, I mean, I want you to give me my desire. I want you to instill a desire within me right over here.
Right.
So you're helping me relax. I want you to help me relax in this process. But I also want you to instill upon me the desire and that you have a solution. So have you ever dreamt about reading a book a day with complete retention? Well, that's exactly what we help you with. So yours is going to be a little more test and measure because it's a different niche, right? But as Jason said, he's not even going to a second message. So I think that just if you can get this message here done up a little bit, that would really help out. Now try to rework it and send me a new one, all right?
Yeah, I'll do that tonight.
I want to attend a free webinar, Double Your Speeding Read. This is my early Christmas gift to you. And I don't know if you're going to be able to get that out to everybody.
No, that would need to be. At this point, I think it's too close to Christmas for that. So I'm thinking starting this in January at this point.
Probably, yeah, it's my New Year's gift to you. New Year's is all the way till January 31st. So you know where you stand with your reading rate. And what I really would like is if you could put in what is the standard reading rate, how many words per minute, and doubling that. Really give me the optics, build my desire that I want to be able to do this. And that free is the right way to go, right? Because you're offering that in a free webinar.
Right.
That's what I'm really looking. The options. So what options you have for changing your speed and how to get more out of reading. So how important is reading a part of your life? Let's look at a few things. Did you know that the average person only reads 2 to 4 books a year? How many articles or books do you have on your shelf that you want to read and you need to read to stay current with your current trends in the field? According to statistics, knowledge is not a commodity. It's a currency. Your ability to earn is based on your ability to not only acquire, but also to utilize information that you retrieve. And that you gave the link as well, so which is really nice. There is a revolution in the amount of information being produced today. Think of the numbers of emails, texts, blogs that are coming to your computer. How effective are you in dealing with this information? So it's pretty darn good. I like your second message a lot better than your first one.
Okay.
But I wouldn't send your second message out. The whole idea of your first question and your second question and your first message is to get them to a free webinar in January. So you can start doing that this week. You can send all the messages out.
Actually, message number 2 sounds like it would also make a really great blog post.
I agree with you. That's exactly what I was thinking as well, Jason. The third message is, have you claimed your webinar spot to double your reading speed? If not, it's not too late. We still have spots for the webinar where we'll teach you how to double your reading speed. That's a good reminder email. So if you don't know how to increase your reading speed, these are good ones. These are great reminders, and actually all 3 of them can be sent. I think that it's actually a pretty good series. It was the first question that I had there about that I had a question with. So we have a bit of time for. Do you have any questions, Diane?
No, that's good. I'm gonna tweak the messages and then send it back to you.
Cool, awesome. Has this been a good session for you today?
Of course.
Awesome, Robert. It's your turn. So
it's early on for me. I want to develop and start to launch a LinkedIn program. So we need to, or I need to sit down and figure out how we want to structure that.
Well, the first is going to be the one question survey I find is getting the most amount of results. So first I would recommend is you already have quite a number. I think you have 16 or 1900 people on your LinkedIn profile already, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, perfect. And how much conversions do you have with these particular individuals?
Nothing at the moment.
Okay, so and you're going to want to use that specifically for your Bitcoin.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, this is kind of why I haven't really done too much with it until I felt I had once I start to be there, I don't want to be varying the message or talking about, well, this week I'm doing this or this week I'm doing that. So I want, now that we've settled in on that, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm going to be helping you with the franchise, right? Because I think your message needs to be threefold. First off, you're a franchise expert. And by the way, I got to give this guy a testimonial. I have this franchise that I've been sitting on for quite some time, guys. And I talked to Robert for, I think, all of 10 minutes, and he showed me each and every single issue in 10 minutes to the point where I realized I didn't want to do it. And I'm really grateful because I've been sitting on this idea. It was on my brainstorming ideas. I've been sitting on it for a long time thinking, oh, this would be a great franchise. And he helped me to realize the amount of work that would be involved in that. So what we came to a conclusion of is that it's better for me to sell the materials to companies that are already existing and help them with their marketing instead of starting a brand new franchise all from scratch. That's what I get from it. So
See, that's always been, it's interesting because there's people in the marketplace that I could introduce you to that would say that's a great idea, Odin. For $20,000, commitment for over the next 6 months, we can get this going for you.
Mhm.
And then 6 months from then, you'll be out $20K, and then you'll be sitting with nothing.
Yeah, that's not really what I'd rather you tell, because the franchise that you're dealing with are mainly construction. And it's all locally here as well. But
Yeah.
you see, what you also want to do is you're a franchise expert. Number two, you're helping franchises in the construction area. You actually are working in that industry. And number three, you have a keen interest in Bitcoin and all cryptocurrency related topics. And what you're looking to do is you're looking to create a newsletter or some kind of educational platform so that when you come across an investment of some sort, that you can say that you know these individuals. That's pretty much where you're at with this, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm asking, is that what you want to do? That's what you
On
want
LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Well, this is where I think it convolutes the message, I think. I mean, on my LinkedIn profile, that material is evident. But if I wanted to launch a campaign with a survey or whatever else, then I wouldn't be going at it from the franchise perspective.
Okay, so you want to focus only on the Bitcoin aspect then?
Well, I think at the beginning, I only want to focus on one item.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, as opposed to, because I think with this, my keen interest in Bitcoin is, as I say, is stated on my profile. But if I'm going to send out a message, I'd say, I'd like to deliver, particularly in this day and age where it's such a hot topic, relative information about Bitcoin, and using a survey to get people engaged would be a good way to go about it.
Well, why don't we ask the one question survey the way that we've asked everyone else? I think it would really work you well. So the question could be, so this one here is, have you taken a speed reading course in the last 6 months to help you double your reading speed for retention and recall? So that was Diane's. And then we have one here from Jason. Let's see if I can find that one. Didn't offer right here. There it is. So this one right here is, do you currently have a web designer who's helped you in the last 6 months with lead generation conversion?
I actually had re-edited that to web developer.
Oh, okay, sure. Perfect. Web developer. Perfect. Excellent. And so when I'm thinking of yours, Robert, I'm thinking, do you currently work with a Bitcoin company
Or advisor.
or a Bitcoin advisor? But you want to be careful of calling it Bitcoin because that is in and of itself its own business, right? So do you currently work with a crypto? What about, do you currently have a website? So do you currently invest in cryptocurrency, and have you invested in the last 6 months? So yes and yes would be my answer. So then that could lead you into, great, which cryptocurrency are you invested in? And if it's a no, just say, cryptocurrency is, I would maybe the second message, the first message, I would say, Bitcoin is on the news, as we all know, and there's many other cryptocurrencies. Can I please add you as to my Bitcoin news newsletter and give you the best, what do you want to call it, the best, information that you're finding. See, the challenge, what you're doing is you're setting your business up for later on when you do have this business, right? So you're kind of collecting the names, emails, and phone numbers of the individuals right now. So what do you think? Questions? Go ahead.
Just my thought was a little bit of the reverse of the two, was to start off saying, do you currently have a good source of information about cryptocurrency to get you to an informed position or something along that line? Like basically asking.
I like where you're going with that. It's like, or what source? Because I'm using News BTC, but I'm finding it's just way too gigantic. Like I don't need that big of a, I don't need that gigantic. Because if you take a look at News BTC, it's humongous. The website's gigantic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's newsbtc.com. Oh, suspended.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, have you connected, or have you connected to an information source of any kind to get yourself familiar with Bitcoin?
That's a great question. That's a great. So I'm currently doing a 1-question survey, and I was wondering if you can help me. Do you currently have what you just said? Just say exactly that. Can you write that one down?
I'm doing that.
Perfect. And now, do you know how to get all the names, emails, and phone numbers off your LinkedIn account?
No.
Okay.
I haven't. I could probably figure it out, but I can't say I've not done it, so I don't know.
Yeah, what you do is you go into your go into your, I believe it is settings and privacy. And then what you want to do is you want to, actually, the best way to do it, to be quite frank, go to Alignable. Alignable is the best way to do this, funny enough.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go to Alignable, you go to your homepage, you're going to be able to say here, grow my network. So let's just see if this is the way. No, that's not the one. Invite now. There it is. So you go to the invite now, and you can go to LinkedIn, and it tells you exactly what to do. So you go here to www.linkedin.com PS settings member data. You just copy and paste that right in here like this.
I'm not seeing anything you're showing me on your screen. I don't know.
Okay. Let me just.
Oh, wait a minute. No, there it is. I had it increased. Okay, I gotcha. Never mind. Sorry, my fault.
Perfect. So on here, it's going to say. So what you do is, it's going to say here to grow your invite now.
Yeah.
And then what you want to do is click LinkedIn, and then it tells you what to do. So you go to www.linkedin.com or whatever it is, and then you go over here, and then what you can do is you can export everything. You can export all the people.
Okay.
So it's very cool. So what you want to do is, where is that? They just opened it up here. So download your data. So pick and choose. So registrations, profiles. You don't want articles, imported contacts. That should be fine. So you can do all the works. So all of the individuals plus more. So this is basically downloading all your account data, posts, all the people that are in there. And then after that's done, what happens is they send you an email. And the email is pretty good because let me just show you what it looks like. Should have LinkedIn right here. So then what it does is it sends you this. Last time I did it was in August. So then it opens this up here, and then it's all the rich media. So it causes you connections, contacts, courses, education, email addresses. So let's take a look at my contacts, and it's a CSV of all the contacts. So what I'm able to do is I'm able to open all this up. And you're able to take a look over here at all the email addresses from every single person that has given an email address. So now I can open up my SurveyMonkey or MailChimp or whatever it is, and I can send an email to all these individuals asking them that one question survey. But there is definitely something lost when you send an email, then sending them a message right inside of the LinkedIn chat. There's something that is lost when you do it this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you would do it through the chat function, but then you do it one at a time. So
that's right. And what Jason did is he hired Jane, our virtual assistant, and which is what we're going to be talking about on Wednesday, is getting the VA all set up and working for you, the virtual assistant, because I think we have to start leveraging time, right?
Yeah.
So that, and then the virtual assistant does that for you for $5 an hour. I think, how much did you pay her? $20?
For me,
yeah,
it was actually about $15, and that even included, like a $1 or $2 tip I decided to throw in.
Yeah, exactly right. So you can't go wrong. And what he'd had to do is he had to get online with her on Skype, and then he had to log her in through his password. He changed his password though, and then what he did is after that was done, he changed the password back to whatever else, right, Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just for security purposes. So that would really get you on track for what you want to do with the Bitcoin, 100%.
I like that. Okay.
So the first question that so write down your first question. So Wednesday we can talk about the second and third and the messages, follow-ups, and so on. That would be great.
All right.
And also be prepared to budget time for the follow-up.
Yes.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, and that's where you want to have your CRM easy to use. And I'm not sure whether HubSpot's the one to use for that.
I think, Jason, you're just doing it one at a time, right? You're not using a CRM, are you?
Yeah, for that, especially because for that, there's a lot of cases where, like I said, I have to, give a response one-on-one to and respond to what each individual person has said to me, and make decisions on whether I want to pursue the next step with that person or not based on what their responses were.
But you're a paid LinkedIn member, so you do have a CRM that's built into it, Robert.
Yeah.
Why not use the one that's built into LinkedIn?
Well, again, I got to learn about that. I'm not familiar with it, so there you go.
But yeah, I think with your paid LinkedIn, you actually have the ability to do a lot of things like sponsored messages and blast to your entire list and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So let's explore that next time we're on the call together.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing I would like us to also explore, which I think would be very helpful for all of us when we're doing stuff, would be seeing what type of list segmentation tools LinkedIn has. Because like previously they used to have their tags tool, which I used to use, but they since took that away, and I have no idea what the replacement for that is at all.
Or for Jason, that's what the issue is. Yeah, they want you to pay. You can just get around that.
Yeah.
The way that I'm getting around that is I'm actually building out client lists. Like I'll just give you an example of one list that I'm working here with a client. It's craft brewery companies here in the Lower Mainland in British Columbia. So what we're doing is we just got all the names of the draft brewing companies. And then what we do is we take an example. It would be, I don't know, this one over here. Let's say this company here. Persephone Brewing, perfect. And what we do is we go over here and we do a search, just like this. And that tells me right away who I want to connect with. So that's maybe tasting room advisor. So I wouldn't mind putting a manager. So now when I phone them or somebody phones them, we're going to know who the manager is for sales process, right? And so this is how I'm kind of working LinkedIn is to find out who the people, because I want to get past the initial person at the door, and these sales are like $50,000 sales. So I want to make sure I'm talking to the decision maker, not the person who stops me talking to the decision maker. And so that's one thing that we've been doing to grow our local list for this particular company.
Yeah.
What I do is I put the email address, the phone number, and then we put the name of the people that are in charge, so that when we do the follow-up calls, that it's just all being run easily. I'm sure you can do this in HubSpot as well. And I do have.
Do you have anything you're currently using to keep track of like who you want to contact in LinkedIn with what offer though? Because there's like people, for example, in my LinkedIn that may not necessarily be people I want to contact for like marketing service offers and stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
But there's still people I know, and I don't want to disconnect from them either, because I want to maintain that connection. But
second LinkedIn account then, or what you can do is you can manage it under your business profile over here, because one of the things that I had you guys do in the earlier ones, which Robert's going to be doing, is he's going to be setting up as his corporation over here, hopefully this week, creating a company page. And when he goes in and he does an edit of his company page and puts Rolling Consultants in again, the picture is going to pop up. It's going to make him look a whole lot better than before. And then what he's able to do is he's able to go over here and he's able to run one of these. So let's just open this one here. And then you can.
And by the way, you don't have to enter it in again, you just have to edit that listing.
Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, like maybe this is one way that you can start, you have member views, so you can start collecting members on your particular page. Does that make sense? Jason?
Yeah.
That could be one way that you do it.
When you're on LinkedIn and you belong to a group, can you, and say you join a Bitcoin group or a franchise group or whatever, but in a Bitcoin group or a cryptocurrency group, can you reach that same group on a one-on-one basis like you can with your field people that you've connected with personally?
Yes, let's take a look at one of the groups I'm a part of. This one here. So I'm part of this group. These are all the members. I'm able to take a look at every one of these members. And I'm able to connect with all these people if I so chose. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking of like what Jason was saying is he wants to segregate his marketing. Well, there's some opportunity to do it with groups if you're members of groups with in certain areas specifically. I don't know. I've got to get my head wrapped around it.
Is this what you were kind of talking about there, Jason?
Not quite, because.
So you're wondering what is the best CRM right now in order to manage one-question surveys? The way you did it was the best. And how to segment the people on your list? Well, and the ones you want to connect to. You can have a second list where you start it all from scratch, or you can just realize that there's people that you're going to have to separate those two lists the way that you did it for Jane before. I mean, that's the challenge I'm running into with all 900 people. Like, all these people know me because of real estate. And all of a sudden I switched it up and I'm doing marketing now, and like, they don't know what to take, I have this one guy that says, "Oh, you're not into real estate. I don't want to deal with you." I said, "You should probably check my profile out because I got lots of experience in real estate. As a matter of fact, I'm still in real estate." So then he goes,
the thing I see that you could do is when you do your first download that goes into a CSV file is to segregate it at that point and pull out everybody into a second file. So if you're giving it to your assistant to query, you're not sending it to the ones you don't want.
That's a good point.
For short term, what I did is I, just used a, created a document in my word processor and just created a, categorized do not contact list based on people that are, like people that I already have existing business relationships with, who I already know are competitors or potential or vendors of mine, or and so on, and people that I just don't want to contact about this type of business related stuff for various reasons.
I still haven't found a perfect CRM, by the way, guys. I've been looking for years.
Yeah, that's for sure. I got a question for you on LinkedIn briefly, Odin. I've actually been holding back on accepting invitations just the last couple of weeks, waiting to get everything set so that if I'm going to edit my profile, etc. But I don't want to leave them lagging. So, but the thing is that now that I'm at the level that I am, I could pound that LinkedIn profile up, or not profile, but content up by hundreds very quickly because it just gives me great big lists of people I can put the plus on. And should I be doing that? Should I just arbitrarily just pound it?
Well, I don't know if you want to see, because there's going to be a couple things that are going to be happening. If you're phoning for the franchises, they're going to be checking out your LinkedIn profile based on your name. Like if you're working with the franchises, they will do that. So because you are working with franchises, so it's going to be important to treat the Bitcoin as another franchise that you're just marketing. Does that make sense? We spoke about that, I believe. Yep. So if you understand that the people that are coming in, those are all potential clients at some point, either for education because they want to know more and they don't know, for someone that wants to buy a franchise that you're offering, or because and that includes the Bitcoin. So I would say that as long as they're local and Canadian, because recently I just got someone from LinkedIn from India, from Delhi. And I'm like, well, why did I connect with a guy from Delhi? Like, seriously? I mean, I understand that they sent me a message, they do SEO and all this other kind of stuff, but I'm thinking I have people ready to do that, So be careful of the people that you are getting in. Check out their profiles. Do you use Duck Soup by any chance? Have you ever used Duck Soup?
No.
Check out Duck, DUXSOUP. Duck Soup. That's going to help you build your business for sure. It does it's pretty cool. It's actually in a number of the different LinkedIn stuff, but I would say just start adding people, because that gives you what that's going to do is when you know how to market to those people, if someone's going to come to you and say, hey, I have this product or service, would you like to do a JV with me? You're going to say, yeah, sure. How much what's your marketing budget? And then you can send a message out.
Yeah.
So that's called a center of influence. So yeah, just keep connecting with people. I'm connecting with people every day too.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's it for today, guys. We went a little over time. Hope that's all right.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. That was we talked more about how to do sales on LinkedIn than we did talk about LinkedIn, but I figured after a while we should just kind of get to work, right?
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen, ladies. Nice to chat with you all.